Last we left off, our heroes descended into the depths of Sanctuary, into the macabre domain of the Matron, Sanctuary Dr. Elsa Algaros. Below the facade of this rehabilitation facility, you found the suspected gruesome domain where certain magically inclined subjects will be broken and conditioned to serve the aims of king and country, with or without their free will. Through the secret passageway, you found the breaking room, the cell block that still contained 3 patients in some capacity, and yet deeper still, you heard the sounds of your friend being tortured and experimented on by the presumed hands of the matron. Steeling yourselves, battling your internal fears, unknown circumstances, and the palpable tension of an impending fight, you cross the threshold into the laboratory. Within this gothic lab, you indeed found Dr. Algaros and your ally Kalzura undergoing some form of experimentation atop a raised section of stone. You engaged with the good doctor in a social war of words and righteous indignation before Decrane, wanting to keep hold of the upper hand, loosed an arrow at Elsa, and the room erupted into battle. In short order, you found Elsa to be an impressive combatant, wielding technology and firepower with practiced precision, and the lab proved to have plenty of secrets and trouble to contend with as well. Within moments, Elsa called for backup from the Automata Guard and released an experimental abomination upon you all that seemed to obey her command. You all battled bravely despite your limited resources and contended with the split focus of this battle. Needing to assess the threats around the lab, battle Elsa, the abomination, and free Cal, all while watching your allies suffer at the hands of wild magic and gunfire. The wins and losses in such a short span were great, and in some cases nearly grave. However, as Elsa saw you beginning to win the battles, despite your losses, she elected to cut hers short and made an explosive exit, while you contended with the final threats. Finally, with Cal clinging to life but freed, your party alive and spared from the various altered forms, you stand together and the weight of your circumstances begins to settle over you. 30 plus feet below ground, hedged in on all sides, you have dwindling time to have any hopes of escape as we begin tonight. I'll remind you all, from the lab, you have 3 exit options. Heading back the way you came through the breaking chamber and to seek the doorway you saw on the exterior that would let out at the southeast corner of Carrington Hall. However, that passage would be the likeliest route for backup from the hall itself, and the passage is currently obscured by a gas grenade unleashed at the start of this fight. Second is to pursue the same exit Dr. Algaros took up through the false well into the garden south of the hall. However, that leads to a large no-man's land escape route that could be watched by Elsa herself and will be obvious target practice for any ranged combatants along the southern walls. Finally, there's a passage to the south where the detention guards entered from, but it has not been fully scouted. Could cost precious time if it doesn't prove to be of use. So,
quickest health check. Everyone, just right off the top, just to gauge the tension here. I got 21.
Oh, nice. You're doing all right. I got 9.
9? Great.
9, yeah.
I got 8.
23.
Also 9.
Oh, God.
Single digit crew. What's up?
Yeah, Cal also single digit.
Oh, God. Kyle, how do you want to run this? Do you want to go in person to keep the tension high here, or like in character rather?
I'd rather keep in character as much as possible. Obviously, unless you need to ask questions that out of character to try and get as much information as you can. The main key here is we're going to not act in initiative, but knowing that initiative is, consider initiative of the world is still undergoing around you. Like there were 7 or 8 rounds by the end of this fight, from the beginning of loosing the arrow and first fire to the time where we left off with Enid kind of coming back from the brink of petrification, and you guys all kind of getting grouped up and to the point where you are ready to move on. It's not been a full minute, but you're coming up to that stage. That doesn't seem like a lot of time, and yet things are going to be moving fast around you with how obvious the sounds of battle have been, and literal explosion, and like all these things have alerted any kind of backup reinforcements, guard, and Elsa obviously has made her way topside. So threats are incoming, so time is of the essence.
So guys, go Andy.
No, I'm trying to remember where I was and where everyone is at this moment.
We're not worried about places. You guys have. We're not into initiative. We're not going to have a battle map. This is just reaction actions. And if it comes to a battle map, we can set it up. But even if we need to get into that, I'd rather just keep it theater of the mind and just move through, because there is going to come a point of, we just discussed, only 2 of you are in double-digit hit points.
Mhm.
Most of you are hurting in multiple stages. Like, fight won't last long if we get into it.
Yeah.
I'm worried about. I don't think we should go down that hallway with the grenade that came off. More baddies could come that way. I don't even think we could survive going through that gas. And then why did she rush back and shoot out that wall? Makes me think there wasn't an exit for her down that hallway.
Well, there's also some kind of arcane trap at the end of it.
Down the cave the cave one?
The one where she exploded, the well. She disappeared up it, but there was an arcane trap at the bottom. Arcane something, probably a trap.
I think that might be our only option, though.
I mean, either that or the other hallway. We don't really know what's happening that way, but... Kyle, if we orient ourselves, are we thinking, like, how far we've moved in each direction? Oh, the well pops up in the middle of the thing. How much building is on any of these sides? Like, if we were to go out the door where those 2 robot guys came in, would we still be under the building for a while if we were to continue down that hallway?
You are currently past the edge of the building. You are currently in the middle of, like, the lap. So if you guys are, for the most part, very, like, a survival and able to kind of position yourselves with your various, like, decently high wisdoms. The edge of the building was basically the stairs you guys came down in. Were right at the edge of her office. So there might have been only 10 or 15 feet on the lower floor. That might have still been the kitchen and stuff. So only the first kind of section of the kind of torture chamber and cell block would have been the extent of the southern wall of Carrington Hall. The rest of this has been extended south below the back garden and grounds. At this stage, you guys are... You saw at least someone who went around back saw kind of this expanse of garden and noted this kind of gazebo and well situation, kind of in the middle of the garden space. And now you have looked up and you can see up through the hole, like you can see above that it leads out into the back garden. So you guys are well deep into the open terrain above you.
I mean, if we go that way, we know at least there's not a building above it full of bad guys trying to potentially chase us. It either is a dead end, which sucks, or it's a way out and we come out outside, or in the wall, or who knows where.
I could rush down that hallway and look if you wanted to look at how dangerous that arcane rune is without dying.
I can try. Yeah, but I'm more worried, frankly, not about the rune. We can hit something and make that explode. I'm worried about what's above it. I'm worried about Elsa standing there with a bunch of riflemen.
That's fair.
Who has strength to climb right now? Is there someone who can get near top of well and look or hear for something? I think best chance is to scout as best as we can and then make decision about where to move.
The crane can climb anything because of his freaky lineage. The crane just don't do it.
Do not shoot at top of well.
No,
Don't do
set
it
set it off first, I'd imagine, unless it explodes the whole thing.
Yeah, don't do it until Andy checks out the rune. But I'm going to go check down this hallway. Kyle, can I run down the hallway, peek my head around, and do a perception and just try and see how far it goes?
You run to the edge, and right out through the doors, taking a look left. Immediately you see it jogs about maybe 30 feet and then turns to the right. So you can't see without continuing down the hall.
It goes a little way and then there's another thing. I'm going to check it out.
I'm going to look at the rune and just try to have a better idea of... I'm basically trying to look at it and try to figure out, is it a distance thing? Is it you have to touch it thing? Is there anything I can figure out about it?
Yeah, go ahead and we'll start with investigation.
Okay. No good. 9.
You get to the edge of the kind of expanse out at the broken wall, looking into the kind of well section here, about 10, 15, 20 feet from this kind of rune. You don't fully understand how it works in terms of like a trigger. You can now try an Arcana check to see if you understand what the magic element of this is, because you do recognize from your last game there is magic. It is runic magic in some capacity, so you can learn potentially some more about what the runic magic does.
Better. Much better. 27.
Okay, so you're not sure, like, the trigger mechanism. You're not sure, like, from a trap perspective what that means. But you do understand is the runes on there are, one, the way you understand magic. This is not magic you understand. This is like an old magic. This is a runic magic that predates the stuff that you would have learned in your current study of magic. And it is decidedly kind of giant and dwarven in its heritage, in its history. So not something you innately understand, but even with that high of a roll, and what you saw its reaction earlier, you can definitely kind of sense, and maybe that's that perception beyond the veil, that extra element of your divination abilities. Its core function is explosive. It is blast and fire and damage.
So I'm gonna say, Enid, can you shoot an arrow at that thing, please? I want to see what happens.
Let me see what I can do.
Maybe take a step back.
Yeah, no, I've everyone way out of the hallway. She can shoot pretty far, so.
Mogden's gonna step in quickly. He's gonna say, wait, is there any chance that his cryptology background with the Watchers would be able to glean any additional information from that regarding how it works or what it might mean?
Definitely. Go ahead and roll an investigation with advantage. Meanwhile, as Augustus, you've been running down this hall. It jogs to the right for about 10, 15 feet, jogs to the left again. You peer around, there's nobody there. You run to the end. There's a door at the end of this hall, about 40 feet down. It continues, it expands quite a ways past the initial hallway. You notice that it's not in further south. It's more southwest. Southeast, pardon me. So it's kind of on a bit more of an angle headed towards the southeast. Ends in a door that is closed. Big, heavy iron door. Like big enough for these automaton to pass through. There's nothing else. You don't see anything else. It's just a big door.
Okay.
You
Do you want me to keep going, or-
investigate the door.
Yep.
Okay. Rushing towards the door. It's not locked.
Can I check for traps before I try and open it or anything?
Go ahead and make investigation.
I'm just scared of everything. Oh, nat 20. Great.
Okay. Purely a mundane door. There's no traps. There's no anything. It is what I'll give you with the nat 20 is, if anything, it's not even fully shut. Like it's partially ajar. What you get as a sense, with the investigation plus your passive perception, there is a significant scent of like rot and waste coming through from beyond. It doesn't smell particularly pleasant. But do you open the door and take a look?
I don't think so, if it's that bad.
I mean, I don't mean to say like.
Ooh,
it
is it sewagey bad?
It's a mixture.
I'll crack it open and look. I should know. I'll crack it open and look.
It smells bad. It smells really bad. It smells like sewage and decay. However, you look into the room. That is a 30-foot square stone room. It's sunk down about 10 feet down. You see barrels kind of lining both sides. There are pipes and chutes that are kind of up from above. And on the far side, directly across from this door, there is a almost like an oven door hatch that you can see is like it folds down and away from a wall, like a big hinged panel.
Trash chute.
Oh, what chute? Trash chute?
Maybe.
Maybe.
How big is it?
Mogden, what was your investigation?
Is it bear sized?
I got it's a bear. Well, a bit of bear. I got a 19.
Okay, great. It's big enough to fit like, one of those massive big like keg barrels that is a big oil drum size barrel. So big enough for any of your people to fit. Mogden might be a little bit of a tight squeeze, but not so bad. A 19 does kind of pass the threshold for understanding the trap element of this. So I'll also give you, because of the specific background in cryptology, you do understand a little bit of the origins of this rune. It is in fact dwarven in nature, though kind of initially a giant like Jotun rune that the dwarves kind of adapted and adopted. This is known as Brund rune, and it is essentially a runic stone, like a stone that is innately almost explosive, carved with the rune to give a trigger. However, it can be set essentially acting in a similar way as a glyph of warding. So within a creature who crosses within a threshold of 10 to 15 feet will blow this thing without a password or without being previously attuned or given passage, if that makes sense in from magical terms. Like you would have been given, I could set a glyph rune and set anyone in this group is safe from it.
I see. So it has the ability to bypass the presence of certain people, but it will trigger automatically if someone else is not protected. Okay.
Exactly. But there can be pass phrases or other elements that can circumnavigate. Like if someone comes holding a bottle like this, they're okay too. Like you can set elements of that into the magic of the rune and of the spell.
And that's done by who sets the stone.
Exactly.
So okay. So as far as Mogden can tell, then this is booby trapped. Like it's set. Okay. So maybe he'll turn back to Enid and Andy and kind of like nod to maybe continue with the arrow experiment. He's a little suspicious.
Yeah, if Enid's willing to shoot an arrow at it to see what happens. I mean, if it's a person, if it only triggers by a person, this might not do anything. But
go ahead and make an attack roll.
Okay.
we also really need to get moving. We're running out of time.
Yeah. Oh, 19. So 28 to hit.
Jesus.
Deadeye shot. It's an unmoving target at a relatively short range for an archer like yourself. Instantaneously, as soon as your arrowhead strikes, the well erupts and a cloud of billowing smoke and debris bursts out of the kind of cavity. All of you kind of shield yourselves. Nothing that would damage you. However, as the dust kind of begins to settle, as you're looking through, you've destroyed the passage.
Well,
I start rushing.
hey, that could have been us. So,
Yeah.
hey, maybe it'll throw them off our trail. Maybe they'll think we're dead.
Contextually, it would have easily been 8d6 damage that all of you would have suffered
Okay.
within about 10 to 15 feet of there. So,
Yeah. Let us
On
hope
top of
our
being
friend
buried.
thinks we are dead. Yes.
Yeah, that was a good idea. Maybe she thinks we're dead. I literally am running back when I, like Captain America style, except instead of hitting a wall, I'm just bouncing off the wall with my rabbit feet, just rushing back.
Tom Cruise run.
yeah,
But it's a bunny.
slams into the wall, comes to the edge back here. At this point, this is like 2 rounds, like a minute has passed of this fight. So 2 more rounds since the end of fight have passed at this stage. Edging into like the end of a 3rd round, so to speak.
Yeah, we need to get
One more thing we could check out would just be there was 2 cells like in the room that we never really checked out if someone wanted to do a perception there and see if anyone was in it. Or maybe I did do a perception and could tell if someone was in it.
You didn't hear anything in one of the cells. What I can add context is Cal's kind of catching his breath and sees your eyes kind of looking in that direction and maybe even beginning to kind of point. He just kind of puts his hand out. He ain't the same. We gotta leave him.
Okay, well, I think, find a way out. It's pretty, guys aren't going to like it, but I think it's our only option, especially after that. 'Cause,
great.
wow.
Any option's great. Moving. I think.
Okay, follow me. I'll explain on the way.
On the way out, can Mogden do a quick perception check just to see, recognizing this is a lab, like if there's any kind of vials or potions that might be like health boosters, if they're.
I think we got one.
Yeah, you
There
got
was
one.
there was a check done at the kind of on the top end where like the experimentation was going on, but please go ahead and make it's going to be an investigation check for you, just straight investigation. See if you can kind of spy anything on your way out.
With a big fat 2, I'm sure I see all sorts of stuff.
The disarray and the multiple explosions has blown over all kinds of shelves and chests and buried things that very well may have once held interesting tidbits like this. And unfortunately, with the time running out, y'all begin to run.
Let's go.
Following Augustus's lead, you all run down the kind of twisting and turning hallways towards this kind of waste processing chamber, and you all rush into a disgusting wave of smell. And see this similar sight, this 30-foot square room, barrels all kind of prepped and ready to load up with the various kind of pipes that are dropped down from other places from the hull, presumably. And then at the end, there is this kind of hinge down chute door.
Okay, so I was thinking we would get in the yuck and then climb up the thing and then hopefully get out.
Great.
Can anybody see the sky through one of these chutes? Like, is there open sky from, you know what I mean? Like, is it straight shot up and out, or is it?
You go through and peer into just a couple. There's only 4 or 5, so it doesn't take long for you to just quickly scan through them. All are dark. Like they, at the very least, they turn at some point without leading to sky.
DeCrane, I'm going to tie this rope around your waist. If you climb up first, then if it's trickier for someone, at least they could hold the rope.
Sounds good.
DeCrane, you pull down the hatch and immediately notice it doesn't go up, it goes down.
Oh, shit.
This is gonna work.
It doesn't drop instantly, it's like a slide.
Maybe it still does work.
It looks like a slide.
Yeah, but DeCrane, you can just spider climb back up it.
I'm fine. I'm saying for anyone else, it will be a
Well,
problem.
let's have you go first. You're not almost dead, and then we'll figure out what happens, because the other way is death.
I'll go.
Tie the rope around yourself, and
Yeah.
Mogden will belay you. He'll wrap the rope around and.
Kyle, is there, while they do that, is there a lock on this door I could lock from the inside or anything?
You rush over and see no lock.
Okay.
There's no way, it just closes. There's no
I'll just,
latch.
you know
there's no
what?
bar.
I'll just shut it, and then
Yeah.
maybe that'll just give us an opportunity if we hear them.
Is there any debris?
sure.
You said there's some barrels or anything like that.
Several.
Can
barrels.
Mogden pick some of those up and stack them against the door?
You'd have to have someone else belay DeCrane, but absolutely.
That's true. Okay. Does somebody want
He
to
can
take?
spider climb. You could do it. He can spider climb. He's good.
Yeah,
Okay.
DeCrane's not going to slip and slide away here, given his
I
ability.
can
So
hold the rope.
Perfect. So Mogden will be like, "Here, hold this. I moved metal to doorway."
go ahead. There's no check required. You're strong enough to lift a bunch of barrels. It's just moving barrels over and just making a big fucking barricade. Stacking
Barricade. Barrels.
Barrels.
He'll go work on his project, but you guys do that.
Is that door solid, or is there a window or anything?
No, solid.
Okay.
DeCrane, you begin to kind of make your way down. To use your spider climb, you're not sliding, obviously, so you have to be kind of crouched. It's not quite a comfortable space. It's like you're going through the air ducts kind of a situation. Like, that's how cramped it kind of feels. So you are grippy enough with your spider climb ability that you're not slipping and sliding. However, it is pitch black, entirely dark as it descends. The only light now is whoever's holding the chute open, kind of giving a little bit of ambient light from this room, which is very, very dimly lit, down into this chute. Go ahead and just make a perception check for me as you begin this kind of descent.
20.
Awesome. Okay, so you look down the chute, and as I said, it is pitch black. So you begin to kind of creep and crawl your way a little bit. After about 30 feet, like what would be a round of your normal movement, with a natural 20, your senses begin to pick up. It's not even necessarily your eyes, but your whatever that sixth sense of energy perception, your ability to kind of sense ambient and unique energy signatures, it spikes as your kind of spidey sense tingles, so to speak, and it is the exact same scent ability, whatever it is, that you sensed earlier in the woods when you were you would sense something off south east of Sanctuary, but you didn't have time to. You couldn't see what it was, but you could catch a scent of something. It is now heavily concentrated down here, and it's difficult to give you any kind of context as to what that sense and scent is, other than it It is
Okay.
magical in nature. It has like an energy of magic to it, but it's not putrid. If I'll put it that way, it's like rotten magic. Like if you could have us have that two things collide.
Garbage magic.
I'm just gonna quickly go up, and I'm gonna tell them like, I'm smelling something foul. It's first of all, it's magical, and I hate magic. But this is rotten. It smells. This is not just something that puts me off. I think there's something bad there.
Okay, is it as bad as the lady who wants to murder us all?
That's Gus. Maybe you want to come on my shoulders, and you can get a better look.
Okay, I'll do it.
This is not a ride on each other's shoulder situation. You were in an air duct.
But I'll ride down your back if you go on
Yeah,
your stomach.
that's what-
And I'll like skateboard down you.
I have torch in bag. Would this help you?
I'm worried. What if there's like methane in here and it just explodes?
Yeah, instead I'll just cast light on something. I don't know, it doesn't matter. Whatever you have. On your little stick.
Okay.
One of my drums.
One of the drumsticks.
Yeah.
It's now a magic
instantly,
torch.
illuminated with some light, and instantly both of you can now look down into the chute. With the light that this is actually providing, it gives 20 or 30 feet of bright, and then an additional 20 or 30.
Wait,
Also-
Leah, can you instead of it's a cantrip, right? Could you do one of your ball bearings or a caltrip, and I could just throw it down there?
Yeah? We
I
can
just
do
don't
that.
want to lose my custom drumstick.
I thought you were going to go down and then see things, but
I am going to go down too, but just in case.
We're
Sure,
about 3
yeah,
or 4
whatever.
rounds past where we were before.
take a random piece of, I don't know, rock or something and cast light on it and huck it down.
Okay.
I can go down.
You and DeCrane, who are both kind of right there at the thing, as Andy drops this over, you guys watch it just kind of, and then drops out of sight at your best estimation about 80 to 100 feet down, give or take, and drops out of sight. And it's too far away to really kind of give you any idea of what you're looking at. But you can still see that the bright light is not that far away from the drop. So it's not like you're going to drop into 1,000 foot.
Great. Guys, we have to do it. I don't think there's another option. This is the only way.
Mogden, do you hear anything if you're at the door? Is there anything coming in?
Can I do a perception check for the door,
Yep.
Kyle?
Absolutely.
All right, let's have a listen here.
Let's have her listen.
That's gonna be an 11. Wow.
Not good, not bad.
With the kind of blood pumping in your ears from moving all these barrels and just trying to listen to with all the, you're still hearing the tinnitus ring of all the explosions in the very last few rounds. Nothing really catches your attention, but what I would still say is the tension is still high. You still know the need to move, especially you knowing that the Watchers have given you kind of like Mission Impossible settings of like, this is like you cannot be associated with us in this endeavor. This is an individual. If you get caught, you're not associated.
Disavowed. Yeah.
Not even so much that, it's just like we're not coming to save you.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Okay. So there's a need for urgency. Do any of those other pipes that like run, are they coming from the ceiling?
Yep.
Down? Are those an option? Is there any chance we could get somebody up into one of those? Or do you want to just say?
What I would say for those is that would be a much harder climb because it's like a straight pipe up. So you'd be like having to do the like shimmy climb.
Yeah.
Whereas this is a much easier slide down. And you're just not sure as to where either leads realistically. The best I could tell you is that like these would presumably be delivered from more like towards the hall or from somewhere else in like the dungeons as like a garbage dump and chute, whereas this is like the output.
Right. So maybe it flows out into that moat or there's some kind of exit. Yeah, maybe we just have to go down and out and through.
It's the way through. Let's do
All
it.
right.
Okay.
can go
Augustus and DeCrane, you guys begin to make your descent. Augustus, without the ability to spider climb,
Mhm.
are you letting yourself slide, or are you trying to stabilize yourself and control your descent?
I think I'll be trying to, but if I fail, I fail.
If you fail, you fail. Okay, so I know I had it written here somewhere. I just can't find what it is I'm trying to find. I'll ask for an athletics check from you.
Okay. Oh wow, that was a journey. 18.
An 18. Okay. So you are slowly, shimmying your way down to Crane, immediately, easily following through without needing to make any kind of checks. As you're kind of pulling yourself along and holding yourself, and almost like you're small enough where you can kind of like shimmy and put your feet up on one side and your head on the other, and kind of balance like shoulders and feet kind of perpendicular and kind of shimmy down that way, rather than kind of sliding. With your passive and with the light coming up from the kind of ball bearing that is lit, as you get about like 20 feet from the end, there is an ooze substance that is kind of coating elements around interior of the pipe, and you're gonna interact with it by the time to like get out of this situation, and DeCrane and you both get a bad sense about it. Just innate like scent.
Can I try and attack it with like a cantrip?
Certainly.
And I'm like, should I try and perceive more of it? Am I getting the sense it's sentient, or am I getting the sense it's more like an acid? This is going to hurt.
Go ahead and make an Arcana check.
Okay.
Or nature, your choice.
I'm rolling great tonight. Dirty 20.
Arcana or nature?
Nature.
It's not sentient. It's not moving. It doesn't appear to actually be ooze, but it looks very similar. It appears more like a remnant of something that, like a barrel came down leaking and has left this kind of remnant behind. However, it still gives off an aura of this. DeCrane, you're getting that sense of this putrid magic from this source.
Okay, I have an idea.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry to interrupt you. I was thinking of firing it, but I think that's a really bad idea. I'm going to take out the decanter of endless water. And could I try and push it away with that? Like spray water at it? Try and clear this?
It's going to cost you at least a round of time to go ahead and do this.
I think I'll holler back. There's something weird here. I'm just going to try and clear it with the water.
You hear that echo up through the chute here back into the rest of the room where the three of you are still, or four of you still remain. With a round of like geyser blasting, it washes out away, and you're able to kind of like, power wash the end of this chute to make it free passage for everybody without an issue.
Sweet.
While those guys are starting to get ready to enter the chute, can Mogden do a quick check to see if there's anything in these barrels in the room that might be of interest? He's starting to suspect if maybe these are what's, like, if they contain something that's being shipped, like if that's what's being taken out of the compound in the carriages.
Go ahead and make another investigation check.
Come on, Moggy.
Let's get better than two.
I would help if that matters. You don't need it. You're
got a 19. So
a 19 is plenty. And what I'll say is you don't have to search long before finding the purpose of at least this setup. And I'll give the context of like the way you're piecing all the pieces together into seeing the kind of bigger picture here. In one of the crates, or one of the barrels, you're seeing kind of like rags and soiled garments and that kind of thing that would have been delivered from inside the sanctuary, likely, and has just been, rather than clean, just get rid of these things. It's just disgusting and throw it down. However, in two, and then as you kind of pop open a third, the majority of things where they are filled are recently done so. You see humanoid remnants. You see bodies, and in many cases, similar to the kind of abomination creature who mutated and broken in some way. You see all manner of mark and of experimentation and torture and being disposed of in what you realize now is burn the evidence type situation.
So these are dead, presumably inside the.
All dead and like broken and cut apart, or just to get rid of.
How many of these barrels are in this room, would you say?
You've got about a good dozen to like 15, but not all are full. Like there's like a good like eight of these are just standing waiting to be filled, but
Okay.
at least 3 that have these humanoid remains.
Good to know. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, it really puts together the order of operations here from the lab, from the breaking room, the lab, disposal in this waste chamber, chute down into what you presume is going to be an awful landfill.
He turns to the group and he says, I think it is time to move, or else we may find that we are leaving this place in a barrel, like these unfortunate souls.
Chute's clear now. We can come down.
Okay.
Can I do one last listen to hear if anyone's coming?
Go ahead and make a perception check.
Okay. 22.
Nice.
Even just like, you can't crack the door necessarily, but just trying to get really right up to the edge of it and really focusing and trying to put everything else out and listen as far as you can and hear the echoes off the kind of curving stone. At this point, you can hear shouting echoing through. You don't get a great idea how far away it is, but it's not right outside this passage. It may not even quite be the lab, but people have made it low, at least into the kind of the breaking chamber and whatever may be beyond there, and growing louder for sure.
Okay. Yeah, we definitely need to get moving now.
You guys begin to follow suit into the chute. I will ask for athletics checks for those of you who are about to get into the chute here. And Augustus and DeCrane at the bottom of this, what are you guys doing as everyone begins to kind of pile in behind?
I think I'd like to, pursue going down even further, like down past where that oozy substance was.
Yeah, looking at the bottom and dropping into the room.
Yeah.
Okay. Both of you guys drop into the room. Go ahead and make acrobatics check for me. Both of you.
Let's do it, the crane. Yeah, there it is. There she is. Now 1.
Okay, perfect. Acrobatics for you, DeCrane, as well? And that one, perfect. Okay.
Oh, God.
It was going real good. The dice
Ooh.
were really kind to me.
7.
Tight.
What
What do you guys acrobatics? Aren't you good?
But my acrobatics, I'm guessing, is a 1. It's a 7,
No.
sorry.
You're a
Great.
dex guy. You're fine.
14 total.
You certainly aided by spider climb, where Augustus is not. Augustus, you kind of just drop out, and focused on just clearing the threat that was immediately before you, not necessarily thinking of the next potential threat. And as you drop, not realizing where this was kind of dropping into, and like looking where you should drop down into, you plummet into like a pool, and boosh down into like a dunk into a pool. I need a charisma saving throw from you.
Oh, charisma saving throw? Jesus.
For me? Oh,
Nope, DeCrane, you're fine.
okay.
As you watch Augustus plummet down into a pool.
19.
Okay.
Ooh.
This pool is the magical waste and kind of wild magic that was contained and has putrefied and become a bog of wild magical waste alongside human remains, sewage. It's a disgusting pool you found yourself into, and it's going to take a while to wash this off of you. However, it doesn't immediately corrupt you or cause any undue effects.
Immediately try and get out of this stuff.
Pull yourself up and away. Decrane, you are able to, with spider climb, kind of swing yourself away, like holding, onto the edge of this and landing just outside, kind of skidding, where you both kind of pull yourself up into and helping Augustus out into what you can both see is about an 80-foot long, 40-foot, 80-foot, long, 40-foot high kind of stone and metal kind of tunnel, but kind of almost like how do you describe it? Like a smaller like aircraft hangar where it's kind of domed and long, you know what I mean? Kind of something like that, but just stone and buttresses of stone and metal. Immediately, this pool isn't necessarily like a carved pool; it is an eroded section of earth as a result of this series of dumping grounds. And as you kind of pull yourself up and out and Decrane, you can see this place littered with dozens of barrels, more of these pools, and humanoid remains, and it's like a haze of in the air.
And Gus is near me or not?
Yep.
Like I can see, like I can talk.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm just looking. Gus, this doesn't look good.
None of this is going good.
Someone's doing. It's either research on people, or it's just a slaughterhouse where they torture.
I think you're right. Green, do you still have your grappling hook thing that you got made?
I do.
Could you try and swing it back up there so that they don't have to fall in that? Because that was really gross.
Have you tried eating it? It might be good for you.
You should never try eating stuff you find.
That's Honda the Blue coming out, eating the beholder eye.
See the glint in your eyes.
Yeah.
Oh.
No sane person says, "Hey, have you eaten that sewage? It might be good for you."
Magic sewage.
Now watch that PSA as a kid. Don't you put it in your mouth if you don't know what it
Oh,
is?
it's so creepy.
Wasn't it rabbit? No, that was a different ad. This is like little Muppets that
It's
thing.
just
rabbit.
particularly
Little
creepy.
things,
Shout out to any Canadians who actually
Who knows that commercial?
Shut up.
I sing that to my kids.
Just you put it in your mouth.
Catchy.
Put it in your face.
If you
don't
know what it is.
Decrane and Augustus, as you guys are having this conversation, I'd like both of you just to roll a d20 for me.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Also, the hook's already been thrown up, so they you guys can come down on here.
I would like to ask what it is you're hooking onto here.
There's nothing to hook onto.
Well, is there a ledge that it could like?
Yeah,
It's just a chute.
Oh, it's that. It's like a
17 total, by the way.
Okay.
14 for me.
Okay, great. Moving on. The rest of you who are coming down, athletics checks for those of you who are making your way down the chute.
I already rolled it when you asked the first time. I got a natural 20.
Oh,
Okay,
great.
So did Cal.
14
Hey,
for
great.
Mogden.
A 14, okay. Enid, that's an athletic check for you.
22.
Oh,
Okay.
nice.
With practiced kind of ease and aiding one another and making your way down and helping, helping Cal kind of steady himself, and each of you slowly but surely making your way through the chute without slipping and sliding into one another and causing a whole slide of all of you down into this pool. I now need everyone to make acrobatics checks as you come to the bottom.
Oh,
Be
boy.
careful you don't.
Not a natural 20.
Acrobatics. Let's see here. What we got?
11.
Ooh, 9.
11 for me, too.
Okay. Sorry,
Japan
and
left. He couldn't even take it. Oh, sorry. He's
Walked
he's
away.
safe.
Andy, what did you roll?
11.
Okay. Unfortunately, not particularly high rolls for all of you.
What a Cal roll.
An 8 minus like
A lot.
3 points of exhaustion. I think so, minus like 6, something like that. So a failure for sure. All of you, with just trying to drop out of the way of the others and trying to be mindful. The whole area where you drop into is slick, and unfortunately, each of you fall into this pool and all need to make charisma saving throws. Now this with all four of you kind of happening in succession could be very fascinating.
I would rather be gelatinous cube again.
Well, you could get your wish. This is probably, if it's wild magic.
Oh boy. Oh god.
17?
I have a minus
Success.
1. An 8's not looking too hot, I don't think, for poor Moggy.
I'm gonna need a D100 from Ogden, please.
Oh, God.
Christ.
Allie?
It could be cool. It could be cool.
Enid?
A D100. Where do I even find that? Oh, here it is.
18.
Okay.
Or 2d10s you could roll.
And 18's a success.
Nice, Nettie, nice.
I need to look up what the minus is for exhaustion. Is it 1 or 2 from saves?
I thought you said it was 2 last time.
I just can't remember.
Ty, D100 is right below. Okay, you
I got 26. That's my lucky number. So
It is your lucky number.
maybe there's some good to come of this, but I have a feeling Mogden's going to be starting this game off in a weird position again.
That's like the worst one.
Oh, man.
I'm not even joking.
Gosh.
That's bad. Okay.
Oh,
Is that
God.
something this is mental, right? So I can't see this. That's why I didn't.
No,
see
you
it.
guys all kind of fall at the same
Yeah.
time. Fuck, how are we gonna do this? Okay.
Oh
Why did I do this
my
to myself? Okay.
What's going to happen?
The crane has 1 healing potion. It's the last potion we have left.
Do you really want me to use it?
No, don't use it. I want to see what happens to this guy.
Oh God, this is insult to my kind.
Oh fuck. Okay. I need everyone but Mogden to make. Well, I need Andy and Enid to make dexterity saving throws.
Oh my God.
Oh boy, oh boy.
And I need. Ah, fuck. I need.
Cal?
Well, yeah, Cal's gonna fail. I need DeCrane and Augustus. How close are you guys to the edge of this pool?
I mean, I got pulled off of it. I didn't think I was standing right by the pool.
That's why I was like, did you guys go close to the pool, or did you pull back away to start looking around the room?
I think I pulled back.
Okay.
19.
Success.
It's a fireball, isn't it?
Eddie, what did you roll?
17 for me.
Success. 17 is a success. Okay, great. Both of you. Okay, so that's good. Both of you are able to kind of the way you fell is able to kind of pull yourself up faster. Where Mogden, being heavier and thicker, plummets deeper into the pool. All of you watch as from the bottom of this pool where Mogden hits.
Yep.
It ignites. The entire pool explodes because it's flammable, and you are spontaneously combusted, essentially.
Okay.
So Mogden suffers.
Oh
no.
Mogden's dead.
No.
No, 26 points of fire damage. Cal suffers 13, but is unconscious. Are you unconscious?
So I had 9 before that, so now I'm in failure, success, death phase. But I have that. I forget what I have a thing, right? That
you do. The problem is you're burning, and so you instantly will lose that 1 hit point.
But at least you don't die.
So you don't. Well, you do. You weren't going to die instantly.
But you're unconscious anyway. Okay.
It's going to double the unconscious, unfortunately. So, you guys watch the pool burst, splatter, fire, and Mogden, you see at the bottom of this pool, stands up, a flame, literally bursting in fire, and then fall unconscious on fire. You watch him writhe back up, death warding, but burning again, and Cal unconscious. What do the other 4 of you do?
Do you still have lay on hands, Andy?
No, I used it to save Allie. I'll go. I'll say.
First, I'll water them out.
That's
real
what.
quick.
Okay.
Just use my.
Can you do that multiple times a day?
Yeah. Let me check, but I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Oh,
You're gonna need a lot of water for this big boy.
This would magically nullify the burning condition, which can only be quelled by magical intervention.
Yeah,
So-
it's fine. I can use it as many times as I want.
Okay, great. That does indeed take care of the burning condition, so it's not something you could just put out by stopping, dropping, and rolling. So it does need magical water to put it out, or some other magical element. That does do it. However, you are still unconscious, as is Cal. In this stage where do you have any other healing?
We have one health potion.
We have one healing potion that the crane found in this place.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can go try to stabilize Cal if the crane goes and gives a potion to Mogden.
I can do that.
So roll 2d4 plus 2 for your potion. And Andy, I need a medicine check from you to try and stabilize Cal.
I have one.
I have +5.
Important if I need it. I have a +4.
Okay, good.
And I have
Oh,
important. Your action was to use the water. We're trying to do this all in the same round.
Yeah.
Oh. 16.
Okay. Great. Cal is luckily a red dragonborn, so flame is not necessarily the thing. It's more the fact that the dude has suffered significantly. And it literally has brain surgery that is open to the world and just got charred. It's not a good look for Cal, but he's not immediately going to die. How much does Mogden heal?
Come on.
And Ty, this will be from 0. This will be from 0.
Yeah,
So-
pull you back up.
6.
So 8. So you heal 2d4 plus 2. So you heal to 8.
Thank
So
you,
Cal-
my good man.
Is stable but at 0 hit points. So he's no longer like a moving combatant. You'll need to carry Cal until you can have a rest and he can kind of come back at 1 hit point.
This is not my day.
You have had quite the day.
Just smoldering, patchy burnt. Like what does a bear with a luscious full coat look like after being fully engulfed in flames? Not once, but twice in the same day. Is he
looks
just
like you.
bald? He just looks
looks
like
like you.
he just looks
It's
like
very
a man.
patchy.
He's like a big dog, a big chihuahua.
Very
Actually,
charred.
bears, when they don't have any fur on them, they kind of look like a creepy humanoid.
They look so patchy.
Mogden's so self-conscious. He's just weak and he feels so naked.
Mogden, can you carry Cal while we get the fuck out of here?
I will do my best. I'm so sorry for my appearance. This is not how I wish to be remembered. If I die, please tell a better story of my end.
No one's dying. No one's dying.
Enid, as all this is happening, you guys are just scattered, pulling yourselves up, still heart pounding in your chest. You get a telepathic feeling of fear as you all hear, those of you who have higher passive perception, which is basically everybody, Andy, you hear the kind of skittering of as Toot Sweet comes skittering down the other side of this room, flying in your direction, but telepathically, deathly afraid of something.
God, this is the worst day.
Oh boy.
So I'll let everyone know. Just kind of go, guys, I think we've got some more trouble up ahead. Toot's coming back.
He flies across the room. You can see him kind of shimmer of him from Andy's light, scattering a little bit around this room as he dives onto you and clambers and climbs up around your shoulder and just.
What is it? What is it? What do you mean?
That looks like a monster. It looks like there's a monster.
Can Mogden use his talk to animals to talk to Toot Sweet?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. At this point, he might be dead in 5 minutes anyway, so he might as well. Let's burn that. Okay. Do I need to roll for that, or do I?
It just happens.
You just use it, and now you can speak to animals, any beasts.
Okay. So I guess in squirrel speak, it's like, what did you see, my friend? What is out there?
There's a big fucking monster out there. It's so fucking crazy. He would burst out in the shadows, and all these guards who would follow me tore them apart into a bunch of million pieces. There was fucking blood everywhere. It was wild.
Slow down, friend. What did you see? Big monster?
Something fucking huge.
I have to admit, this is not how I imagined your voice, little man.
This is exactly how I imagined his voice. Oh my god.
Mogden turns to the group and says, I hate to tell this, but it sounds like we are in for another battle. It is some kind of strange monster. It's causing many problems in tunnel.
It's outside in the swamps outside, but it ate all the other guards, and it was just chomping away on them. And the only reason I was hanging out in the trees. I was watching, but I felt Enid come back, so I scampered my way out of there.
You are a good friend.
Can you ask him? Can you ask him if there's a way out? Can we get out?
Yes. How far to end of tunnel is this opening? You said you come from clearing. Is there exit this way?
Yeah, there's a little tunnel entrance right over there.
Can you show us how to get there?
Yeah, but the guy's just out there. Are you sure you want to go out there? It might have gone off. We can go look.
It sounds like the exit is this way, but there is a large, strange creature just beyond the exit. It has eaten all the
Go that way?
Can you ask him how far away it is from the wall?
How far from the wall is this strange beast?
What wall?
Like, is the exit where this tunnel exits the underground labyrinth?
Oh, that far.
Great.
How far away is it from like the wall of the keep area?
He's a squirrel.
Very far. Okay, never mind.
Let's go and just perceive and see what happens. It's our only option. We gotta go.
All right.
Let's be stealthy.
Everyone go ahead and roll stealth.
I'm rolling with disadvantage.
Well, given my day so far, I'm not holding my breath here.
Not bad.
Question mark.
Oh, nat 20 plus 4, baby.
Great.
Okay. Are you carrying Cal?
I believe I will be carrying Cal, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. He doesn't have plate on or anything like that. And in his current state, he's not light. You know, he's still about 180, 200 pounds. So I was debating giving you disadvantage, but we'll call the nat 20 just like pushing through the pain, carrying him on your shoulder, fireman carry, and away you go.
You are a charitable.
My god
Master.
is a charitable god. 12 from me with disadvantage.
Okay.
21.
Nice.
19.
Very good for me.
Kev, I think you rolled disadvantage for stealth.
Yeah.
You do.
We got to get you better armor.
It's good armor, just not for stealth.
I could. Yeah, I need to get something made. Okay, rolled a 7
Give me one cheat.
and 2.
Great.
Okay.
Great.
Okay.
Just one of those days.
What a day, gang.
Now, actually, I will also ask for, as you guys are going through here, anyone feel free to just roll survival.
Nettie, you do it. You're squirrel. Your survival.
Oh, Jesus.
What's your modifier bonus for survival? I have a +5.
I had a +6, but I rolled a 1. It's a 7. Sorry.
All good.
guys.
All good.
It's all good. Everyone focus on the task at hand. You just begin to make your way, and Tootsweet is kind of just giving his little squeaky directions to Mogden from Enid's shoulder, kind of sitting on her shoulder, just calling it out as he gives the directions. Mogden, you're the only one who can understand his directions.
Little Ratatouille action, just driving the bus.
You guys make your way, picking your way across the kind of landfill here. And at the far side, at the 80-foot side of the tunnel here, there is kind of it's clear that this has been like broken, a tunnel down into. This was not part of the initial construction. Something has burrowed down in here. And broken this kind of, you can see broken rock and dirt and rubble and everything. Bits of bone, like all kinds of gunk has come down this hole, and you can see up out into the air above, night sky, dark lit, but you can see a little bit of like kind of moonlight and starlight kind of through the darkened swamp branches. You guys begin to make your way up.
Can we do a perception first? Can I just try and see if I can spot the creature?
You'd have to go up top to try. Like, it's just a tunnel.
Okay, yeah. Then yeah. What were you gonna say, Ty?
I was gonna say, can Toot Sweet go take a look and shout down, or is that a special action?
You can ask him to.
Allie, do you want Toot to do it?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. My friend, do you mind having looked to see if this creature is close to Hall?
Of course, I can get up there. Should I give like a special signal if he is, or should I do something? What should I do?
Can you ask him if he can whisper back in Nettie's head?
Yeah, just let me know.
This is something you can do. I'm told you can communicate with your friend telepathically. Is this possible?
I kind of send her my like hopes and dreams and wishes and things that I'm feeling. If we're close enough, anyways. Yeah.
Perhaps hope to live would be best for this.
Okay. Yeah. You got it. So it's either hope to live if he's not out there, or burning death if he is.
I'm sure message will be well received.
Alrighty, here we go.
He flies up and out. I would like a stealth check for Toot Sweet, please.
I need animated art of Toot Sweet in the
Toot
Brave Soul Guide.
Toot Sweet's great. I love Toot Sweet.
He's a hero.
Amazing.
Come on, Toot Sweet.
Oh no, that's a 1.
Oh no, Toot Sweet,
I
no.
keep rolling 1s.
Tootie. Pretty good, actually. Pretty good.
I have a feeling what that telepathic message is going to sound like.
Almost instantaneously past the chute, you watch him fly up, and Enid, you are awash with fearful, pained emotion, but all of you can hear.
Did he?
Your connection to Toot Sweet comes to an end.
Guys,
Oh no.
he's gone.
So it's
I don't
right
think
up.
that's a good sign.
Something's coming this way.
Andy, do you have any magic left? I have nothing.
I've got a lot. Well, I got a lot. I got an I came out.
You see a dark shape fill the top of the tunnel.
How far away is it from me?
Let's see, how long is this tunnel here?
Oh, God.
Is this the end of the tunnel, or is there more tunnel beyond
Or is
this?
this the end of us?
You guys are at the landfill side of the tunnel that leads up to the kind of surface side where this creature is now descending. And it is it's about 20 feet, so it's not particularly far away from you.
How much space is behind us? How far back can we see?
80 feet. Well, you can see 60 feet because it's the first reach of your dark vision, right?
Great. Vortex work.
Actually, that's not true. You have light on the far side still illuminating from the pool, so you can see fully to the 80.
Vortex work.
Put him in the pool.
What's saving
the
throw?
pool?
It is a con. You might be good at it.
Oh, fuck. Come on, magic. Come on, magic.
Okay,
I don't know
straight
what
roll.
name-
Straight roll, Constitution saving throw.
Don't like that
20.
pace.
20.
Well, yeah, no, it doesn't matter. Yeah, didn't work. Check off that spell.
Everyone
Wow.
roll an initiative.
Oh, shite. Well, I hope it's not a really robust baddie.
If we all focus fire on this
Gang,
baddie.
this is not good. Do something.
I tried. I tried to do something.
Boy.
19.
God, don't worry me. I have nothing. I have no spells left.
21. Sorry,
Okay, sorry, hang on. Kick him out. Hit me again.
21.
What did I fucking roll? 15.
Mogden, what'd you get?
19.
15 for Augustus. Enid and Crane.
12, 8, and 4.
Okay.
14.
This is not good.
Fuck. Okay.
Indeed. Oh boy.
What do we do?
We're getting pounded. Is there a way to, like, yank this thing into the cesspool and
That's
try
what-
to?
That's what Andy was
I bet
trying
that's
to
what
do.
she was trying to do. Is there a way we can like bait it? Like if we can run it back, have it follow
How is
someone,
it-
and
like, how wide is this tunnel?
It's 40 feet wide, 80 feet long. Andy, that's going to be your initiative kind of kickoff there with that spell. You're at the
Yeah.
top You're the top initiative here.
Yeah.
So, resetting the stage of what you are seeing. Illuminated a little bit from behind by kind of shadow, by the faint moonlight and starlight coming through the swamp above. You can see a large, shaggy kind of creature, bipedal, kind of mottled skin, but you can see like bits of moss and kind of swamp detritus kind of growing off of its skin. However, its eyes are aglow with a bright orange, and it's kind of clearly its mouth even is a little bit aglow as it kind of roars. You can see a little bit of a glow come from its mouth. From the moonlight behind as it roars, and we kick this off as it resists the vortex warp. You see large kind of clawed hands of what looks like actually a creature similar to one you have faced before, but mutated. This is a troll-like creature, mutated in some capacity. Andy, you vortex warp to kick this off. Is there anything else you do?
I mean, that's my action then.
Mhm.
I don't have anything else. How? So you said this is a wider tunnel?
It's a 40-foot wide tunnel. No, sorry. The tunnel is 20 feet long and like 5-10 feet wide. Like it's a
Oh, okay.
like a burrowed tunnel.
Yeah,
But
that's
this
what I
thing
thought.
has
So that's why I got
burrowed
confused
down
when you
here.
said 40-foot wide.
I the whole landfill is a tunnel in my head, so it's 40 feet, 80-foot tunnel of the landfill. This tunnel is a 5 to 10 foot wide and tall tunnel.
I guess I'll back up a bit. If we're 20 feet away from this thing, I don't know how fast it can move.
Okay.
Feather wand. Use the feather wand.
It's an
Never forget.
action. I know I have it, but it's an action, and I just
Just
use
as a
an
reminder.
action.
Yeah.
Okay. You back up. Mogden, it's your turn. What do you do?
Oh, is this thing in the tunnel now? Like fully
Well, at
staring
the
us
top.
down?
It's at the top of the tunnel, still technically on the outside, but it's only 20 feet of a tunnel, staring down into you.
Can I try? This is a long shot. Can I try to intimidate it with my weird little naked bear body and try to scare it off and force it back out the hole from whence it came?
Absolutely. Let
Oh, I
loose a bear roar.
Do you get advantage if you rage on intimidation? Or sorry.
Oh, interesting. I have
Uh,
advantage. I have advantage anyways on intimidation, I think.
I would give you advantage if you go into a rage and roar at using like your strength intimidation. Absolutely.
Let's scare a weird troll monster.
This is when we need a nat 20.
Okay, that's a 16. That's not great.
Okay. Not bad.
Okay, it's not.
We can do better than that. Come on. And a 13.
I was feeling it.
We were
Uh,
close. We were close.
16's on the high end. Your roar shakes and reverberates in the tunnel in the landfill area. It reverberates up into the creature, and the creature, you do see kind of take a step back. Like it falls back on one foot, but it doesn't run away. It doesn't kind of lose its edge here, but perhaps reevaluating, like diving full headlong into it. It seems to have an element of sentience. Like it's not just a mindless brute or a mindless beast. So
You want to fuck with me? I will fuck on you.
The Dave Mogden has had. He's not down for anything.
That's your bonus action to rage. I'll still give you your action because that was just basically part of your rage to try and intimidate and yell out. So I'll still give you an action.
Is it Is it worth? Can I try to intimidate it again? Is it worth going again, or I can't do that again?
I think you should fucking.
I was gonna throw an axe at it or something. Let's
give it another reason to not come near you.
He just kind of like his weird little naked frame. He just kind of sighs as if to say like, "What a shitty day this has been," and puts down Cal and just like grabs his axe and just kind of looks at this thing like, "All right, here we go again." And he's gonna try to throw this.
Go ahead, make 2 attacks.
Reckless for advantage.
What do you think?
We need to scare this fucker off.
Here's what I'll say: you're fucked either way.
All right.
If you know what I mean, like if I have advantage on you or not, you have 8 hit points.
If Mogden's gonna die, he's gonna die like this, not a cube or a friggin' burning mass of fur in a cesspool. All right,
on his feet.
He's gonna die on his feet with his axes in hand. All right, let's go.
Come on, man.
Let's go. Here we go.
First
So
attack.
that's a 14 plus 7.
Okay.
That's a 21.
Get a crit.
Hit.
All right, I get advantage, right? So I get to roll again on this one. Okay.
Yep. On both.
That's a 17. Okay, so 21 for the first one.
Hits.
And let's go 3 plus 7. That's a 10. Okay.
But you have advantage.
And 19.
Good.
Hits. Both hit.
So roll damage on both of those.
Here we go. Get some, you ugly bastard!
Mogden's strength and Mogden's ability here is just to never back down from a fight, nor never accept a challenge, or never not accept a challenge. Dives into it.
So we got 9 and 11, so 20 damage.
Do you get extra damage for rage, or is that only melee?
No, this counts, so you would add an extra 4 for 24 total.
Nice.
Amazing. Both axes like embed into the creature. And it is 24 points of damage ain't nothing to shake a stick at, and with the intimidation, it's not his turn, but it's not immediately diving down into this fray.
He smiles a little bit, knowing that this is probably the highlight of his day and perhaps his life at this point.
What I will give to the rest of you, with especially for Enid and Augustus, with your passive insights, you can read that the creature is not hungry for this fight, and certainly put off by Mogden's stance and instant fucking attack here. So doubling down or tripling down on scare away tactics, you've moved like one step towards a success in that regard without having to just kill this fucking thing.
Great.
It's Enid and Augustus on deck.
Actually,
sorry. Mogden, do you move forward, move away? What do you do?
I think he's probably gonna hold. Wait, how far is he at this point from the opening where this thing is peering down from?
I kind of pictured all of you about the mouth of the tunnel, like about to kind of climb your way up, kind of in a group. In a battle map stance, that would be more difficult to arrange, but in more, in real life, you could be all bundled up together. So I picture you kind of stepping forward to have this. So right at the mouth, and he's at the top, so 20 feet away from one another.
I think he's going to hold his position here, and he doesn't want to back up and give it room to come down, but he is going to turn to the group and say, like, "It is scared, give it hell."
Enid, what do you do?
Okay, so I'll hear that and just be like, wait, I wasn't gonna attack it. We're attacking it now.
Scare it, Enid. Just fucking yell at it and shoot it. Just scare the hell out of it.
Can I shoot, not at it per se, but like, can I hit, like maybe if there's like a loose rock or something from the ceiling to just kind of scare it instead of actually hurting it?
Yeah, I'll make that part of an intimidation. Like, you don't need to make an attack roll. You can hit.
Okay.
You can miss a creature without needing to roll. So you can make an aggressive attack and make an intimidation check as part of it. And if you wanted to add something to say on top of it, up to you.
For too sweet.
Yeah, for too sweet, I'll just be like, like a scary, like rabid noise. Oh
Okay,
no. What's with my rolls tonight? It's 6.
Perhaps hitting it would have been more intimidating. Instead, the miss seems to lose a little bit of the fear there. And admittedly, the scared rabbit would potentially be its prey. Unfortunately, it doesn't quite have the effect you're looking for. You still have a second attack if you want to take.
Okay, I'll try.
Shoot this thing.
Okay, I'll shoot it then.
Better that it is dead than scared.
Or murder, guys.
That is a 19 to hit.
Hell
That definitely
yeah.
hits. That hits.
It was all part of the plan, just lulling it into a false sense of security.
So 7 damage, and then I don't have any more Hunter's Mark. Never mind. So just 7 damage.
You had your dreadful strikes.
And then my dreadful strike. So
Nice.
on top of that, it's a 1, so 8.
Okay. You guys both watch as the 2 axes and then Enid's arrow strike. You're seeing like kind of blood spurt out from where it's hit, and the blood is a little bit effervescent. There's a little bit of light and energy to the actual blood that is spurting off. A little disconcerting.
Watch the blood, don't let it get on you.
Enid, anything further for your turn?
Nope, that's it.
Okay, do you back up or do you move forward?
Yeah, back up.
Okay. Pull back, bow drawn for the next shot. Augustus to Crane on deck.
I take a step forward and I'm like, get the fuck out of here. And I'm going to, that's an intimidation, but also I'm going to like burst my hands into flame and throw one of my cantrips at it.
You got it. Go ahead and make the attack roll if you're looking to hit and the intimidation check.
Yeah. Ooh, great. 23 to hit.
Nice.
Definitely hits.
9 fire damage to it.
Okay.
Not the best intimidation, only 4 on my intimidation.
Again, you sound stronger in your head, but it comes out in your voice.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, it's too nasally to have the reverb that Mogden threw down.
You bitch.
And unfortunately, it doesn't seem to quake at that, but the fire obviously dings it, and you see it kind of sizzle and burn in some of the area that it hurt, that it got hit with. It's taken 40 points of damage inside of the first 6 seconds here. So,
can I be in front of Nettie and in front of Mogden? Like, I want to be right fucking, maybe like 5 feet in front of Mogden.
You can separate in front of him for sure.
Yeah.
To Crane.
I'm going to set up my
Your shield?
shield.
Your shield.
Fire on.
Yeah, you skid behind Mogden and just off to the side. It fires down to the ground. You all hear the reverbing kind of echo of this, like the points of the shield into stone. You take position. You have advantage on your shots. Go ahead and take them.
7 first roll. And I think it's +9.
Yep.
So
I mean,
You have,
go do
you have
advantage.
advantage.
You have advantage. So try and
second roll, a 12.
okay. You hit.
Yes.
Kev, do you have any like fear-based grits or anything?
I don't fear-based. No, I have. My grits are.
Your trick shots are winging, dazing, and dead eye to give yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, dazing.
Dazing could be good.
Okay, I'll do dazing.
Sure. Which gun are you using? Are you using yours or the new one?
I'm going to use mine.
Okay. So part of making the attack with your pistol is if you hit a creature with the pistol and deal damage, you have advantage on your next attack roll against it before the end of your next turn. So you don't necessarily need to set up with this. You still have advantage with your steady aim barricade, but just so that you know that. And then a dazing shot costs a con save on my side.
Yes, con saving throw.
21.
Oh,
It's okay. It's okay.
And what's the damage?
1d10 +4, and I rolled a 10.
Awesome.
Nice.
Go again.
You shoot again at advantage.
All right. 10 first roll
Okay.
That would hit.
and a 17 second roll.
Definitely.
Ooh, nice.
And
You throw-
I roll a 6 plus 4, 10.
With both shots hitting, obviously you steady aim, so you lose any speed. You hold your position, like, just behind kind of Mogden, to the side ever so slightly. And end your turn. Do you say anything, or is that the end of your turn?
I'm just gonna be like, if you need cover, get behind me.
Sure.
Troll's turn.
Mm-mm.
Now, so the start of the turn heals. Start of the turn, roll 1d6. Oh, okay, cool. Okay. I'm gonna roll to see if it's gonna stay in this fight, and I'm gonna give it disadvantage. And I'm gonna explain why after I roll. Yeah. So, you guys watch as the troll that you're seeing here. You watch some of your wounds kind of begin to seal back up. You watch some of the wounds of the chest. The two where the hand axe hit first, the hand axes fall out of the chest where they were embedded as it begins to heal back up. It takes a step back, holding, and you watch as the healing kind of takes on. Its whole body begins to kind of almost vibrate, and it blurs. It becomes this kind of fully shifting, moving form. But it takes another step, and leaves sight. As you guys pause and wait, using your passive perceptions, it seems to bound off into the swamp and away. As you breathe a sigh of relief, holding down, and just to kind of move things forward, make your way up and out, you see the meal that it just had of the 5 guards in disarray in this area just beyond its den. That this landfill has become its den. And the 5 guards are in pieces. So this troll, having been quite well sated this evening, does not need to take this fight with you after dealing 65 points of damage to it in a row.
Oof.
Okay, guys, we're not out of this yet. We gotta keep going. We gotta get into the woods.
Is there
You're in the woods. As you come out,
yeah.
you're in the swamp. You come out and look around. There's a small clearing where this, you see the top of like a well, but that was this like initial tunnel that this creature had dug down through, fallen aside. There are small ruins here, kind of in this small clearing of just like an old structure, not even a roof, like just the edges of the footings and foundation of a couple of old structures. It is slightly elevated out of the swamp, but you can see bog water all around. And you can see very faintly the lights of Sanctuary to your northwest. You can just faintly see the lights of Sanctuary as like all the lights of Carrington Hall begin to ignite as the torches and candle light of the hall ignites as the night's events spread around. So you're quite a ways from it, though.
So did this did we just great escape this situation? Like we came out from under the wall, out beyond the fence, into the shelter of the woods?
You kind of Shawshanked it through the sewer systems, kind of.
Fantastic. Okay.
Let's get into the woods a little bit more and then rest.
Wait, let's make sure no one can get behind us. Mogden, can you grab one of these big... Is there like a big rock or a big log or like some piece of ruin that could be liftable but big, like heavy?
Yeah, he's still raging, so...
To block the hole? You mean?
No, can you? I have an idea. If you can try to find right above where it comes out, or maybe even like 10 foot back, and just throw it a little bit in the air if you can, or and step back above where the tunnel would be. So if the tunnel comes out here, around here. If you can.
Oh, to create.
I want it to collapse this shit, but I have a way that can help it.
Okay. Should I go look for a big piece of stone, or?
There are ruins here. I'll make an athletics check at advantage to see if you can huck, break take a chunk of this rock that would be of this size and just fucking throw it.
Gladly. He has a lot of pent-up anger from the last couple hours here.
Yeah.
So that's a 14 plus 7, 21.
Nice.
And we got a 26.
Sick.
Okay. You just instantly just over to like the nearest largest section of ruin. You can see there's a crack in it, and with one kick to the bottom, you just huck out a chunk of it, and then just with big bear claws, just maybe a 300-pound section of this wall, you just fucking.
As soon as it's in the air, I'll pull out the feather wand, and as soon as it's right above where I want it to go, I'll just giant chunk of rock.
You point, I'll throw it. Here we go.
Yeah.
What are you trying to do with that feather one?
Heavy.
You watch as Mogden throws this big, heavy piece of stone into the air, and he points the wand at it, says heavy, and the stone just slams into the earth with the weight of about 900 pounds.
Oh my god.
Maybe more.
I didn't read it, so I don't know. You told me not to read it.
No, you're not attuned to it, but you haven't identified it. Sorry.
Yeah.
You can still use it. You just don't know what you're doing with it. But with the idea of feathers, heavy and light, collapses at least a section of this tunnel. The poor troll is going to have to find a new home.
The troll needs a new home. It's kind of mean.
I just don't want anyone to fucking follow us out. Okay. We need to move. We need to find the pool. Get Cal back on.
Do we want to make our way back towards back towards where we came from the road in, following the probably the shelter of the woods? But is the plan to kind of head back from once we came, or are we going somewhere else?
We need to meet up with those people that we fucking abandoned.
Yeah.
But it's so far. We might need to rest first before we do that.
Yeah, maybe we find a spot in the woods.
I'm concerned. I don't think if we don't find them, I'm concerned that they're gonna get found. We need to. I know it's far, but is it?
You're an hour from
loop around. I know.
Okay, let's go for it. Let's push.
An hour and change, because you got to pick your way through a swamp and you're not sure exactly where you got to go. So we'll call it an hour and a half if you can roll well.
Let's do it.
Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. First things first, I need a survival check with advantage, as you all kind of band together to try and sort that out, but one person leads the charge.
I got +8. I can try.
Okay.
Nat 20.
Hey!
Doing well tonight.
Let me see if I get another one.
The
19. That's the best roll I've ever had.
Your kind of spatial planning, your awareness of where things are, you see sanctuaries, so you already have a mental map of if that was there, I know where the road is and I can take us through here. Whether it's your light-footedness and connection to nature, but you find a slightly raised kind of area that doesn't quite cross through as much bog and swamp, and is going to significantly cut that time down, not in half, but probably closer to the straight hour, because you're not traveling through so much difficult terrain as a result. However, you guys, it's coming up on midnight right now. It's been a long fucking day.
What a day.
What a day
I
indeed.
am going to require each of you to make a constitution check.
Let's do it. Exhaustion checks.
Mm-hmm.
16?
Not a save.
Not
Oh, okay.
So just
It's
a
still
modifier.
still good. Still good.
all
I
right.
added the same to both.
17.
8. Oh, sorry, 5. A 5. Wow.
Moggy.
What a day for Mogden.
12 and 1, 13.
It tracks for Mogden.
I hope you guys can carry the group average here.
This is individual, unfortunately.
Well, shit.
Sorry, what was Andy and Enid?
Mine was 10.
17.
Okay. Mogden, and this is exactly why. You have to carry Cal. No
Yeah.
one else here can carry Cal. So after lifting a 300-pound section of stone and having to carry this team through a significant portion of the battle, you also have to carry a 200-pound dead weight dragonborn on a hike through a swamp for an hour. And you do suffer a point of exhaustion.
Okay.
What I'll say too is this particular exhaustion, because of the time, won't be cleared by the next long rest. Like, this would continue through the next day.
Okay.
Ultimately, we'll see what the plan is past this day, whether that is hugely impactful or not. We'll find out.
Okay.
You add that point. With the nat 20 survival, there's no further checks needed to kind of get your way back to your group of refugees. And as you do, crossing through the night in this swamp, an hour of heavy trekking and travel, clutching onto the documents that you have salvaged here, the journals that you have salvaged, a new ally carrying an old ally on their shoulders that you've saved from a terrible fate. There is a lot that is now going to, over the hour, plague your minds over what has happened, what all of this means, where Ursa is in all of this as well. Feel free to correct me, but I think you're traveling for the most part in quiet, not having many conversations.
Yeah, it's been a day.
This is a lot of internal monologue and trying to sort things out internally. But with Augustus's lead, you do come close to the edge of the wood, out to the edge of the swamp, to the where the road would continue, and kind of come up on basically the south side of the little refugee camp. Instantly, you watch as they kind of scramble, hearing the sounds of people coming through the wood, but quickly you hear Uriel kind of calm as he recognizes some of your shapes.
It's us. It's okay. It's us.
Oh. You see the 7 of the refugees, though some of them are asleep. You see at least Dio and Uriel are on kind of a watch, so to speak, in no light. They're just kind of hunkered down in this kind of little blind that they have kind of constructed. But they look on you all with you look like hell, look. And you do.
We sure do.
You set Cal down here. And all for the first time are able to sit and pause and rest for a moment. But I need to ask specifically, are you resting for a short rest? Are you trying a long rest? Where are you going from here? It's currently about 1 a.m.
Kyle, did we have to pass through like gates to get out of the city? Like guards watch a gate?
Yeah.
I don't think I don't think we can go back in the city looking like this.
I mean, we won't get there today. It was a whole day's travel. We ought to at least...
Half day.
Or-
It's like three hours.
Okay, well, it was longer than we're going to be able to do here. Moncton, you're connected. Are there any secret ways into the city?
Would I know, Kyle, if there's any secret passages into the city?
Yeah, the Watchers would certainly have secretive ways of getting in and out of the city. What I will say is, I don't think that you've necessarily utilized a lot of them, and so it would be looking for the signs as you get close that would lead you towards one of these passages. So, but you would need to get to the wall. You know they exist, but you would still need to look for them once you get there. If that's kind of the answer I'll give you.
Right. Okay. So there are, I'm certain there are ways into the city, but I myself have not used them. I would say that we probably have best chance of distraction during daytime when travelers are going to and from City Gate. It might be wise to find a place to rest for now, but I do have some concerns about who might be coming from where we just came.
Maybe we should just find another spot like farther in the woods and just have a rest, a proper rest.
I think we do need to move at least a little bit, though. I'm not comfortable right here. We kind of just left people where we could, but...
Hey, Margot, can I have my hat back? I was a horse before, and I was trying to tell my sister to give my hat back.
Jesus.
Fuck. Do I wake her? Okay, guys, I think... Like, should we even take a short rest here, or should we just keep going into the woods? Short rest is an hour, by the way, Ty, just so you know.
I wonder, I feel like it might make sense to push, like if we take a short rest, we should probably push closer to the main road because before we have a longer rest. I think that if these people are searching for us, they might feel more emboldened to do their sort of dirty work if they're protected closer to their stronghold. So if there's any chance that we are closer to the main road, we might have a bit of protection.
I'm worried if they ask for reinforcements though, and it comes from the main road.
Comes from the town in?
Yeah.
But how would they would have to come through there, right?
Unless they have magic. Like some sort of magic. Cell phone.
As much as we're dying, like I feel like so much can happen in an hour.
Yeah.
Like it almost feels like it's not at this point. It's so risky, and it's like if we keep going, will we eventually even get better than a short rest and make it to a long rest? Because that's what we need.
Yeah, I feel like the more distance we can safely put between us and who might be coming after us is probably the best. The best thing to do.
Try and go into the forest, find a place where we could all camp out, like. Whether we find a cave, whether we find like what do they call that? Not a cusp, but like a place. Yeah.
Or a little burrow of some kind, or
burrow we could do. Yeah. But I think we should wake these people up and go farther and be like, it's bad. Let's get farther into the woods.
We really need like a fucking cart or something. That's what we need.
Here's the context I'll add to that all of you would have, but certainly like the Harangon and Andy would be the most aware. You're going to be searching blind in a swamp to try and find lodging and safety with a number of what do you got? 5, 6, and 7. You got 13 people walking in a swamp trying to find somewhere to stay.
I wish it wasn't the swamp. Like, how far away is a proper forest?
Another several hours.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't want to stay where we are, that's for sure. But we do have the cover of night right now on our side.
We could try.
Yeah, but to Kyle's point, it's going to be really hard to find something because we don't want to use a light source because that's just going to drag people to where we are. So we'd have to rely.
The knowledge of the unknown, like as the shepherds, traveling by night is no problem, but traveling somewhere you don't know with innocence, so to speak, is dangerous. You could run into any manner of beast within the world. You literally know there's a troll running around out there that you scared off, but it may not be so scared to pick off one of the non-combatants you have. And you've got, for sure, shit's stirring up over the last hour and change from Sanctuary. Like they are going to begin fanning out searching. It's how far does the search get? Are they gonna call everyone back and hunker down and call for reinforcements? To your point, and they would be coming from city side. There's all manner of things that could happen. The point is the unknown here. Is it safe to travel out into the swamp at night looking for something?
I feel like I don't want to do swamp at night.
I feel like we find a spot that we can kind of hide ourselves away without having to go too far, but far enough that it's inconvenient or unlikely that they'll find us at this hour, because it will be hard for them to negotiate the swamp at this time as well. but not so close to the road that if someone passing through on their way to Sanctuary were to come down that road, they would potentially see us.
I guess that's a good question. How far are we away from that driveway?
The turn down Salvation Road.
How far are we away from road that goes here to here? If we're here, how close to that road are we, as opposed to being out this way?
The main road you guys had been close enough to, but within 5-10 minutes of, if I'm not mistaken, was your kind of distinct decision. So close enough that you could quickly get to the main road at a moment's notice, but deep enough that you weren't being spotted from said.
We could try and do a short rest here, single digits for almost all of you. Try and do a short rest here, and then after that, get some health back, and then try and push for a forest, for a 3-hour trek into the woods.
Is there anything we can do to try to make this slightly less visible in 10 minutes before that? 5 minutes? I don't know. I don't have anything.
My cantrips are...
Could we make some ghillie suits or something out of the brush and kind of...
You'll need more than 10 minutes to do that. But with 10 minutes, you could build a more camouflaged blind and cover
Let's do that.
Your situation.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
And then just try to rest a little bit.
Yeah. Nettie and I are good at survival. So are you, Moggy. We could try and build some.
Feel free
I'd love
to
use alarm, but I'm a little nervous about casting spells because last time they saw magic.
Mm-hmm.
It's true.
If I gave you my amulet, could Andy use the amulet to cast spells without being seen?
It's more that what I'd set up, it's like a magical string that if people cross it, you hear about it. But if the string is magical, then people could probably see the magical string.
They can sense it. Okay, so maybe we do this analog style.
Yeah.
Do you and Nettie want to try and do a survival check for ghillie suits? Or Kyle, is that how you want to roll that?
Not for the ghillie suits, but you could build
For a
blinds
blind.
to give yourself some cover, some camouflage.
Yeah, sure thing.
Both of you go ahead, absolutely.
Come on, Nettie. Let's turn those
This will
dice rolls
essentially help
That's,
decide a searching DC for
Oh
my
my
side.
god,
So
9.
17 for Mogden.
A 9 and a 17. Okay.
Is this too long of a time period for me to use Portent? Because it's a overtime thing, not a reaction.
No, it's a thing you could give assistance to.
Is now the time.
That's what you have to decide.
Because I'm worried, because it could also save a bad stealth roll or something.
Maybe save it.
Yeah, I think I'll save it.
Okay. What I'll say is there's a decent blind built, but there's 13 people. A blind is typically for 2. 3. So you're just without enough time, or you're just at a certain point you're just building a hut. You know what I mean? And you're getting into full cover. So you get to a certain point where that's good enough. You're tired. You collapse, and all of you are able to begin a short rest. We'll see if you can get to finish it. Is there anything you're doing over this short rest that you wish to talk to one another, or that you wish to specify that you're doing?
Could I flip through anything we have from Elsa's notes? I want to see if there's any information in there about how she contacts people, who she would potentially call for backup. There's guard rotation for literally anything that could give us information about what could potentially be coming after us.
Sure. Go ahead and make an investigation check.
Not great. Well, my investigation's actually decent. 14.
Okay. Here's I'm gonna counterpoint you.
Yeah.
With a 14, not high enough to find specifically what you're looking for in amongst the quite a vast array of documents, books, elements that you have pulled together here. But as you start pouring through them, with a 14, what I'll give you is something catches your attention that diverts your attention from your initial request. In the notebook that you pulled from that she was working on in the lab, in the encounter that one of you picked up at some point at the end of the fight, That's the most recent journal. That's the one that she's been working this last couple of years detailing through. You quickly skim through, and you can see there's all manner of kind of mechanical, kind of broken, exploded views of things she's working on. There's just notes and notation of experimentation that she's been going through, and all these kind of ideas and elements that she has. But kind of slipping out of the backside of the journal, you catch a vellum envelope, a relatively thick vellum envelope. And you flip it open, and there are more than a dozen letters that you begin to kind of flip through. They're all encoded, but it's a cipher that you recognize. It's Gloam key. The cipher that you deciphered of the Pale Court laid here before you.
That's cool.
Is that something significant? Sorry, Kaz. I was just going to say, is that something that is relevant to you in your previous travels, or is that something Mogden would be aware of as well?
It's definitely something relevant to these guys. They've seen this before. So have you in certain ways, but it's a rarity to see this. You recognize Gloam key as a student of cryptology. It's a cipher. It's a specific cipher from typically of the Feywild in what a thieves' cant is kind of like what rogues use to mark things and to communicate in subterfuge and hide things in plain sight. The Watchers utilize a lot of this same kind of coded language and things like this. This is a specific cipher. It's basically a pigpen cipher, but with more Fey inspiration and Sylvan kind of translation. So you recognize signs of it. That obviously means communication with someone of the Fey.
I mean, that makes sense. If they brought in a couple fucking people from the Underdark from the Fey, we'd just fucking talk to them. Okay. We'll dig into that a little bit later when I'm not exhausted. That's all I think I have.
Okay.
I just wanted to rest. It's been a crazy fucking day.
Can someone kind of keep an eye out? Maybe a couple of us kind of be on watch.
Yeah, Mogden will kind of post up and while he's resting, just kind of keep an eye on things as he sort of checks his burned little body for...
You're full exhausted, though. You need a rest.
Yeah.
Then let me do it.
Yeah. Let the crane. The crane doesn't need sleep or air.
Mogden doesn't fight you. He's like, much appreciated.
Did someone do a watch?
Me.
DC.
Go ahead and make a perception
Roll.
check for me.
All right.
Come on, buddy.
A 20.
Oof.
Wow.
That's a
God,
record
so
night of
cool.
20s.
Jesus, that's
So
a
many
lot of natural
20s
20s tonight.
It's good. It's a good night to roll them. The first half hour goes by without any sign of anything. Like it's the dead of night basically. As you're getting towards the end of the short rest, you are all able to achieve the short rest. The hour passes, and you're able to go ahead and click the button, roll your hit points, all that regain the things that you get from a short rest. And with a natural 20 on your perception, your senses are able to pick up the sounds of kind of off in the distance, and it definitely aided by the deep night that you're in, the 2 a.m. just after 2 a.m. night. Everything else is dead silent. You can hear chopping of wood. You can hear people like making their way through and searching out the swamp in a pretty wide expanse.
So would I feel scared at all on this, or like is this like normal to me, or am I like this doesn't sound right? Or
I think tactically you would clock the fact that they're not necessarily close to your position, but they are. It's gaining in this direction. They're sweeping the swamp en masse. You are gonna your takeaway would be you're gonna need to be really well hidden or get the fuck out of Dodge.
oh boy, okay, that's completely what I wasn't gonna think, but good thing you said that.
I think it's time to get the fuck out of here.
So I'm gonna go and I'm gonna wake up everyone, and I'm gonna be like, okay, everyone, we gotta leave.
Oh, okay, let's go.
There's a threat coming, and we don't have much time. Let's get going.
I'll wake up the other people. Yeah, okay, let's get ready.
Rapidly, they kind of jump to, groggily, but still following dutifully, as they all begin to kind of pull themselves up, kind of, not a long rest. They've achieved a short rest at best, in the time that they've had here, but woken mid sleep, mid rest, pulling themselves together, but they don't have anything to kind of gather, so they are ready to move. However, Cal at this point, after a short rest, is able to kind of pull himself up to his feet.
Nice.
What's the play? Where the fuck are we?
We're a little outside of that place you were brought to in about a half day from Karden. I think we just gotta hide in the woods, get out of this bog.
You look around. The woods from here would be east, crossing open terrain to like another probably hour or two of travel to get into another section of wooded area.
What's the moon doing this night? Is it a clear sky? Is there cloud cover? Do we have...
There's been pretty heavy cloud, and you've had some snowfall sporadically. But currently it's still semi obscured, but you've got enough light that you could travel openly.
But we have the cover of darkness on our side. Then it's not like a blaring full moon or anything like that.
No.
Okay.
No.
Great.
For the most part, you guys would be able to move. It's still open. You'd still be seen within a close distance, but at range, it would be difficult. But DeCrane would know. Range for some of these folk is a lot longer than y'all with some scoped rifle. If they're looking in open terrain, they have a bead on you.
Is it smarter to start running parallel to the road to head back to the city? Like, is that the play?
That's what I'm wondering, if we want to work our way closer to the main road, because I'm imagining if this sort of intersects the driveway, intersects the main road, if we're able to kind of skirt it and stay within the cover of the swamp or whatever, without having to actually cover any open ground, if we can start to snake our way towards the main road, and then if we're far enough from anybody coming from Sanctuary by morning, then we can hop back onto the main road and travel with any other travelers who might be on the road.
If you you want to follow the outskirts of the kind of swamp north towards Karden.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. With that trajectory, you could be still in the swamp on your way to Karden. Kind of about an hour would be the edge of the swamp before it starts to give way to like cliffside and rise up as Karden kind of rises up on kind of hilltop, so to speak, and it kind of rises up out of the swamp. The swamp is like the bottom of the mountainside of where Karden.
Do you feel better about that or a forest? That's the thing we have to decide.
I think if we're closer, I think they won't think we were going back to Karden.
It could be a good idea. We could hide these people in Karden if we were to sneak in eventually.
And I think cliffside might be easier to find somewhere to
caves and
hide,
such. Yeah.
Cave or something, than a forest. I don't fucking know.
I think if we can avoid any open ground and we can get closer to the city without having to expose ourselves, it's probably a safer bet right now. The further we can get from Sanctuary without putting ourselves in an openly vulnerable position, and if the terrain gets better as well and makes it easier for us to move and to hide, that's probably more favorable. How far would we be from the main road if we were starting to kind of work our way up towards the city?
You'd be able to get right up to as close as you wanted, really, to the edge of the main road before it started to reach up the kind of hillside where it starts to rise up out of swamp. But you can kind of maintain as close as you want to be, like at the if you wanted to get to the basically the turning point where swamp stays down here, but the road begins to kind of climb up and away, so it begins to become like cliffside. Where the swamp meets the edge of what basically Blood Run Bay comes in on the side of the south side of like the cliffside. You would be able to kind of get into this kind of gully area within an hour of travel, kind of tucked away and still within eyeshot of kind of the road rising up towards Karden.
Let's do that. That sounds good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then what we're going to do here is just a survival check at disadvantage by whoever is going to lead the charge with this 13 total figures here that is going to represent the disadvantage. And I'm going to set the DC pretty high as a result of that, as to how well this is able to go and how much time it takes to get kind of where you're going. With pursuit not terribly far behind. So...
You said survival? A survival check? Mm-hmm. Who has the highest modifier for survival?
I've got 8. Nettie, what do you have?
I have 6.
What do you have, Moggy?
I have 5.
I can try it twice.
You've been rolling well, Scott,
Yeah.
but
You got it. Famous last words. Okay. Yeah. So first roll 15 plus 8. Second roll 6 plus 8. So 14.
17. Right?
Oh, it was a 9? Weird. Okay.
it's a
9 plus 8.
17 thing, yeah.
Oh, it was a 6. Okay, so one of the 6, it was a 9. So 17.
Okay. Sorry, 17 is the lowest?
Yes.
Okay. With this plan in place, sluggish as the crew moves, but guided very well, and aided obviously with your various your group here is all pretty well used to this kind of travel and picking your way through things. Andy, you fall back into a lot of kind of innate shepherd mentality and maneuvers, making sure that you're helping, kind of staying in the back, helping some of the slower folk kind of make their way through, keeping people calm and just moving, focused on the task at hand. Augustus and Enid up at the front, kind of scouting and making your choosing the path, as watching for the threats that may slow everybody down, and Decrane and Mogden helping, but also keeping eyes to the rear, listening for any sign of approaching pursuit. It takes longer than the initial kind of hour that you had kind of planned in your head. Like the timeline should line up with the amount of people traveling at basically difficult terrain. It pushes into an hour and a half, about an hour 45 before you kind of hit the point that is this, like I said, this kind of gully down, a little bit of the bay rolling in, and the road begins to rise up. You can kind of see how deep in do you want to be from the road? Like, do you want to be, a 10-15 minute walk? Do you want to be a full mile in and be really secluded? Or do you want to have access to be able to get out relatively quickly?
I don't think like a mile in. I was kind of thinking...
a mile in,
I think that like 15-minute walk is fine. If there's a spot that looks good within a 15-minute walk, like if we can find something that we think we can hole up in, whether it's something cave-like or something that we can just like, advance blind. I can use the feather wand, I think, to make things light as well. So if we need to I don't know how light, if we need to try to move like a big rock or something to give us a better...
So yeah, 15 minutes away from it.
I feel like that main road is probably, I would assume from what Mogden has seen in his travels up and down that road before, that the bulk of the baddies that we would be looking to protect ourselves from would be frequenting the driveway from the turnoff. And if we are closer in our proximity to the main road, there's probably less, I would assume, that we'd have to worry about immediately, but we'd still want to be far enough in to keep ourselves, comfortably hidden, but close enough that we could make our way back to the road if we want to observe or blend in on the way back during the daytime.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, I'd say you want to be a little closer than the 15 minutes with that in mind. You're still looking to find a good spot, and with a 17 survival, you're able to find like a comfortable enough spot in here that it's gonna have to do. You guys are all collapsing. You're pushing exhaustion for another point here, as you literally you continue to push on, and give or take a 10-minute depth into this section from the main road, but still trying to have a position that you can see relatively well up to that kind of passage. You find a spot that is just tucked away enough. There's kind of a fallen series of trees that are giving a good kind of like little canopy to kind of huddle beneath. You all hunker down.
Before we go to sleep, does anyone who has not used their sending on their ring today? I have.
Sending on the ring?
You wouldn't have. Sorry, you wouldn't have this time. We all have a ring that has sending on it. Who has not used theirs today? I think Scott and I have used ours.
Yeah, so Nettie or DC?
Yeah, one of us.
Should we send a note to our boss to be like, incoming? We're probably going to be bringing some fucking people in. Also, like, we have information. Like, we have shit for you.
We got good shit. We met the Watchers, but also is there a secret way into the city?
the Arcana class is potentially going to try to fuck us up. We were at Sanctuary. Like, you could fucking tell him whatever.
We only have 25 words, though.
I know.
Nettie, could you tell him?
Sorry for waking me up.
Sorry for waking me up.
Hope this isn't a bad time.
Oh, God.
Middle of the night.
Full jester.
Maybe is there a secret way into the Nexus? Like, we have good progress on our mission, but need help to get people in the city.
Okay.
Let's just see how you do with that.
With some urgency. With some, we're being fucking chased.
Hey, is there way into city? We're chased.
You gotta do this in Enid's voice, Allie.
Oh. Being chased.
10.
Need help fast?
You have lots. You have more time.
A period after that?
No.
Also, backup? Question mark?
I think you got like 7 left if you wanted to just riff.
And what else? What else should I add?
Send hair cream.
Hair grows down fast.
You could say like,
wait, we could say, yeah, we're working with the Watchers.
yeah, working with Watchers, mission going well.
We're working with Watchers. Mission going well. Okay, thanks, bye.
Perfect.
He thinks by is all one word.
When you cast the spell, do you show the image of yourself? Like, do you want to try and do the kind of hologram version, or do you just do text?
Hologram. Let them see my face, expression, everything.
Yeah,
I want it
fucked up
delivered
you look.
in detail. I want them to see the urgency on my face.
Yeah, perfect.
This helps to showcase your scenario as well as the multiple people you have around you.
Me in the background.
And me going,
Yeah, trying to count the number of words.
Picture with the little like cell phone with the keypad where you're punching in like
T9.
1, 2, 3, yeah, do. ABC.
There's a moment.
You had to wake up.
Nope, he was awake. You do not receive a visual response, which is not a surprise to
So
anyone.
rude.
Yeah,
So
bro.
rude.
He gave you this, so shut up. You hear back telepathically. Understood. I was in extraction to your point of destination by dawn. Sit tight.
Sick.
How does he know where we are?
Nice.
He knows what our rings. I bet he could find us.
Oh, probably, yeah.
That's all he says.
God, he's so cool.
He is very cool.
So we just have to chill here and not die until dawn.
Can we reinforce our position again with some stealth trappings?
I'm gonna need everyone to give me a Constitution check.
Hey.
Oh, we're so tired.
And who passes out trying to set up their...
I feel.
I got an 11.
That's a 21.
Nice, buddy.
Success.
13.
4.
Point of exhaustion.
Nice. I think it's just me.
And a reminder that these points of exhaustion will remain through the long rest that is to come.
Yeah.
For the purposes of expediency, you've rolled well enough to get away for the time being. However, so for the at least for the next couple hours to get through to dawn, you will be safe from being instantly kind of like caught out. Because you moved well enough, you caused enough distraction, and picked a good trajectory to take. To get a full long rest in at this stage is going to be difficult for you to hit that meeting at dawn.
Yeah, I don't think we have enough hours.
You would get halfway and then be needing to move. So no long rest is coming for you. You're looking to take this extraction.
Gotta
Yeah, I
keep
think we
moving.
need it. Yeah, we'll crash whenever we get somewhere else.
You're still able to sleep and crash and rest and recuperate from this position, but you are not able to get. There's just not enough hours to complete a long rest before this would come.
It's 8 hours for a long rest that you need?
Yep.
Okay. And how far till dawn? Because you said it's about 2 in the morning right now, or?
Yeah, you guys. Well, you travel another hour and a half. It was a longer secondary travel with the team, so it's like 3:30. So you have 3 hours until you're looking for signs of something, some extraction of some capacity. You don't know what to be looking for necessarily.
Okay.
Is there anything you guys are going to do in that time, or are you crashing? Just sleeping?
I think sleeping, but now maybe just keeping an eye out. Like I could be peering back, trying to see, make sure. Maybe watching the road too, seeing if there's any activity from Karden.
Is Mogden able to do like just collect some brush or some things to kind of create like, I don't know, like a little lean-to against these fallen logs or something that kind of shelters our position? I know it's kind of well hidden, but just to give us any extra stealth for a rest.
I'm gonna be. Sorry, go ahead.
Nope, that's it.
There's no role to be done in this case. Like you guys have kind of consistently proven to be able to do these kinds of things. Like it's the difficulty for you, Mogden, is just the exhaustion that you're physically feeling at this stage. Like you are literally trying to just push through and keep cognizant and conscious, but that's just what you do as a watcher. Like you are just pushing through and making sure that the group is protected and trying to hit the kind of destination of dawn. Now having that destination does give a little bit of confidence of like, I need to make the next 3-4 hours and we should be in a better position.
I think if I go back to sleep, I'm not gonna be able to wake back up. So still staying rested, but can I like take as much time as I can to use combinations of mending and prestidigitation to clean everybody up, mend clothes, make us look as presentable as possible in case we need to walk down a city street? Everyone, us, all of the people we're with, like if I need, tearing up fixing any clothes that look torn or ratty or whatever.
Sure. You're welcome to do so as the hours pass. It's just like it's an easy thing to try and fill your time and just keep yourself busy and
Can't think too hard about what we just all saw, and
Can't imagine you can bring my hair back by any chance, can you?
I can
Never.
get the blood out of your hair. I can clean everybody up, but that's about it. I can make you smell less burnt.
I'll take what I can get.
It only lasts an hour.
The
Smelling less
hours
burnt.
slowly tick by. Difficult to get a proper rest here, though at a certain point some of you do just drop out of exhaustion and unconsciousness. Obviously, Decrane, no need for sleep, but your body still is worn and tired. You still feel the physical exhaustion of movement, and you haven't fed in a while. So there is that strain on you, though not that this company would be the most the right kind.
Not very appetizing. Everyone's sorrow and stress and dead-eyedness.
Well, if everyone's full health now, can I maybe tap into them a bit?
We're not full health yet. Well, I guess
No,
we are.
You guys have short rested, so you could, if you wanted to try and. There are 13 people here, so you could try and open yourself up to feed ambiently. But given the condition everyone's in, it's not going to be a full meal as everyone is drained. But if you kind of are slowly ingesting this in the kind of this meditative way, you'll feel sated for a couple of days. Everyone here is you're finding it really hard to get over this exhaustion you're feeling as Decrane saps the last bits of energy that you do have.
But they don't know.
No, there's no obvious nature to this. You're feeding on like this kind of energy around them. The hours pass and light begins to creep up from the rising sun. There's a point of fear as you begin to see travelers on the road. But to your best perceptions, people are just coming and going from the city. It's a very well-traveled road, getting set up for early markets and all these kinds of things. It's not uncommon. There's not a significant number of travelers, but enough. At a certain point, Kev, go ahead and throw me a perception check. Great.
2, and I think my perception 7.
9. Tight.
You were all,
Yeah, 6. Sorry, 8.
Incredibly weary, trying to fight off sleep. And Decrane, you get too kind of invested into the energy, meditation, and feeding. You do not notice the approach until it is a little too late. The snapping twigs of footfall walking within your campsite. You see a halfling figure, male, beard, kind of hooded traveler's kind of cloak, this kind of green cloak, peers down into kind of the gully from up on top of one of the logs and things down into your little hidey hole. Someone call for some extraction?
Oh, yes. One extraction, please.
There's a few more here than I thought there were. Works out.
Is that okay?
It has been a long night, my friend.
Oh, that's no need to explain. That's part of the job is not to ask questions. No, now I can charge per head, so I'm happy with it, if I'm honest.
Okay, great. Then I think there's like 13 of us. Is that?
Oh, you said there's 13. Come on.
Okay, guys, let's go.
You begin to kind of follow this halfling figure, and you see a trio of other kind of figures picking their way through, and they kind of lead you over to this kind of cleared area where they you can see there's a large a couple of horses and two kind of large carts that are in tandem. They are loaded full of potatoes.
Fuck.
Like rolling over with potatoes.
Enid is excited.
Potatoes, precious.
Potatoes.
What is potatoes?
Mogden, your voice really changed.
Do we get in the car with the potatoes?
Oh yeah. Hold on. And they go and they're chatting. These four figures, two hop up into one cart, and the halfling figure walks around the back of the carts and kind of opens down the hatch, and you see a kind of false top where it's only about 2 or 3 layers of potatoes, and underneath it's very coffin-like. It's not healing to look into, but it is a covered underneath kind of hidden spot for hop in. One stop.
Is it bear-sized?
Oh, you'll be in the other one. You're a little big. Well, get cozy.
I will squeeze myself into this thing. Just
I
push.
nosedive into those potatoes.
Andy, just close your eyes during it, or you could walk beside it.
I don't think the walking beside it is gonna work if they know that. Okay, okay.
I can hum you a song the whole time.
I don't think it's gonna help.
Oh, I'm going to put a stop to that right now. You are all going to be quieter than church mice going into this, right?
That's funny because of those 3.
It's what gave me the idea.
Oh, cool.
Oh man, I was gonna list off all the things you can make with potatoes.
I'm going to really ask that you don't. It's far more difficult. And if we don't get picked up, I'll be honest, we're going to leave you behind.
Okay. Yeah, that's totally fair. I get it.
Feel free to if that's what you want to do.
No.
I'd rather get paid, and I'm sure you'd rather keep your heads.
I think we should all take a nap.
Yeah.
This is time for resting.
I will take whatever space I can that seems less tight and get in last. And I will just try to prestidigitate a little breeze over my face with my eyes closed so that I don't feel like I'm in such a small space because she is very claustrophobic.
You guys begin going, and the back of the carriage is closed into the darkness of the claustrophobic coffin feeling, stuffed in side by side beneath this. Just looking at it's only about as tall as you can fit with a couple of inches in front of your face before the wood of the false bottom of the carriage sits there, and it is a bumpy ride. It's not a comfortable way to travel, and it is in this way that you all lay for the next 3 hours.
Oh my god.
As you travel back through Karden, and you can overhear passing through the gates, you overhear other travelers, you overhear some chit chat, you hear guards stop the carriages for a moment as they kind of poke through the potatoes. You hear a couple grab some for themselves, and the carriage drivers toss a couple of coins to let them pass as a tip for their good service, and they set them on their way.
We lost that last line there for a second. Sorry.
Yeah, we lost you there.
Oh, it doesn't matter. You're moving through the city. You're taken through the city, but you have no idea as to where. But you can hear the sounds of the city around you. Until finally you are you feel that the carriage has come to a stop. You hear sounds around. And light returns as both of the backs of the kind of false bottoms of the carriages are released into a kind of a dark lit, kind of a subterranean or at least interior of like a dark I don't want to say dungeon again, but like stone interior of a below ground darkened space. You were let out, and you can see, as you are all kind of let out, these 4 figures, and the Immortal Man standing about 10 feet away as you all exit out into some space, but at least he is there. He hands off some gold.
Much appreciated. Our business is concluded as of this point. And as always, please let the Queen know that I will always pay my debts there.
They
Queen?
off their heads and are on their way. Kind of nod to each of you, and they skip out of here. With Ludomir standing here, all of you back in Karden, safe and sound. Pick up there next time.
Oh, God. I hope Dad's not going to yell at us. Like, we did good.
He's gonna yell at us. He specifically said, "Keep your head down."
Yeah, we're in so much trouble.